10 seconds. Good luck out there, everybody.
The whole idea about running the whole length of Wales, that sounds like a crazy idea. All over the tops, not like the flatter route along the Offa's Dyke, but over the top of the hills. Just the length of Wales in 5 days is just a great idea. 40 miles a day, sort of 6,000 metres of climb. That's one very good long day. And then to repeat it 4 more days is crazy. I really wanted to do this race. It had sort of that history to it. So to come back and do it 20 years later is exciting.
And Wales in particular is so spectacular, and every day is different. I mean, the Carneds are so different to Snowdon, and then you get on the Molwins and they're grassy, and you get on the Rhinogs and that's just rocky as, and then there's all the sort of forestry, runnable stuff, and Cadair Idris is just a beautiful mountain in its own right. And then the Black Mountains are just completely different again. It's just spectacular. It's the mountains. I've always liked the mountains.
I'm looking forward to understanding the geography of Wales. That'll be really nice, and to get the journey from top to bottom. And I think coming into September it'll be really good because the bracken's going to be turning and the heather will be coming into colour. The grasses will be going more golden, and I really enjoy that side of stuff. Getting away from all this rubbish that we carry around with us, computers and.
I was nervous to start with, especially looking at how long it's going to be each day, but I think now I've done all the training and I think I'm quite capable of doing the race. I want to do as best as what I can, yeah. I'd be really disappointed to have some injury or fall over on day 1 or 2. But if I do the best that I can, then I'll be happy, yeah. I think the aim's to get to the end of day 5 with absolutely no energy left. So you haven't tried if you've got energy left. I love the hills of Wales, so couldn't get any better, really. So yeah, it should be nice.
Oh, it's tough going, yeah. Good fun though. It's a lovely day. Really nice running so far. Hello. Fantastic. Did Steve Birkinshaw pass this way?
No.
Anyone else come this way?
No. Not for the last hour.
Right. They must have gone round the other way then. That's good news, because I reckon it's quicker.
Getting tired. Trying to keep up with these two. It's been a good morning, and it's really hot.
Yeah, quite fun. Hot, but it's worth it for the views probably.
Okay, for another few hours, and then we're finished. Thank you.
Can I leave us drinks here? Is that okay? Just took that last descent, and the contour was pretty tough before that, but yeah, it's okay so far.
You're still confident?
Cheers, guys.
Well done.
Of what?
Very hot, and just ran out of water on the tops. I didn't expect it to be all the Welsh 3000s on the first day. That was a bit of a surprise.
It's been all right. A little bit tiring towards this bit. Hot in the sun. Can't say I'm smelling very pleasant.
And I can give you a bit of a spraying if you would like. Just walk.
Yeah, the last downhill was very tough. But I've been running a few times in the lakes in Scotland, in the Dales, and then you have similar kind of things, and the Alps and Pyrenees. And I've been running in mountains, but okay, the Brits are somewhat crazy, you know.
Well, then Cam must have gone a different way. They were just with me at the changeover. Cheers.
And the ones that can beat me in fell races are Rob Baker and Mark Palmer. Rob's been flying around in fell races this year, so see how he copes over 5 long days.
Just like Steve, I think there's a lot of competitors. I think there's a lot of people that people don't know in the race, and I think it's one of the exciting things about it for me. We're not coming from an ultra running background. I don't necessarily know all the names, but the fact it's a race, the fact that there'll be others kind of pushing themselves and really kind of incentivise me.
Cramping both legs doesn't help.
Yeah, the hours pass very quickly because you don't know the route beforehand, so you've got to, it's all new coming up to you. You know, you're always trying to navigate round the corner. Whereas sometimes if you do a race, you actually know what's coming up, so all it's down to is running faster.
I don't do sitting on sofas. Obviously, I'm a bit older now, but in terms of endurance, that's not fallen off a lot. I may be a bit slower, but I think it'd be interesting just to see how the body holds up. Got my pension last year, 61. I mean, they thought I was mad 20 years ago, so nothing's changed. I don't question why I do it. I do it because I enjoy it and enjoy being out among the hills. You know, we spend so much of our life inside that It's a magnificent contrast to be out.
Guy.
How's it going?
Alright, tired. How long's it been for the...
Pardon?
How long Steve had?
Oh, only about 3 minutes.
I've never done 5 really long days in a row, one after the other. So it's new territory for me. So there'll be some tough points when it's painful. But yeah, the main thing is just keeping the body together, really. Yeah, there's a few mental approaches I have. Sometimes I think how bad I felt before. So I think if I felt worse before and it's not as bad, then that's fine. The other thing is sort of, Joss Naylor's view, sort of one step at a time. So just sort of think, just take the next step, the next 5 minutes, the next 10 minutes. Or the other option is just thinking, right, I've just got to get to the end of the day. So the faster I go, the sooner the pain will be over. That works for the last hour. So you can just think, right, I'm just going to go hard. As you say, you do get really big highs and lows.
Well done, mate. Brilliant. You know the drill.
Yeah.
Hard day.
Yeah, I lost it for an hour or two.
Right.
Yeah, really hard. The first 6 hours okay, and then I just really struggled for about 2 hours. There was a mountain called Grough. It was going to take about 50 minutes to get up. It took me 80. I was just like wobbling all over the place. I fell over at one point. I got a clicking knee, but we'll see if it's all right. It doesn't hurt, but it's not good if it's clicking. So it's just unrelenting today.
Well done, Bob. Don't forget to...
Oh man.
Well done, mate. Cheers. That's the toughest
Could
thing
be the
I've ever
hardest.
done. I've only got 5 more days, 1 more day to go. That is the hardest day.
It was very amicable to start with. First half of the course to the kind of resupply point, we were the three of us running together, and it was amazing, breathtaking views. And then probably a suboptimal route choice at the top of Triffin. We lost a bit of time on Steve. I think it was 14 minutes down on him there. Towards the end, I was trying to think about what was my favourite kind of terrain, what would I like to run on, and I couldn't work out. Flat was painful, downhill was painful, uphill was painful. It was like really pleased to see the finish today.
Well done.
I didn't have enough water across the first section, across the carnets, and yeah, that I paid dearly for that. But I filled up at Ogwyn and then lots. I've drunk about 6 litres since then, and it's worked because I feel better. My legs are still a bit crampy, but yeah, picked up in speed and mood.
Most important thing now is to get a good recovery. I think it's a 24-hour race as far as I'm concerned.
The high was recovering at Ogwyn, where the doctor wanted me to stop because I think I'd got a bit hot and bothered and weak. The low was coarse, really. Too big. It's a bit annoying to be triaged in day one. So I've got to work that out. But I'm going to go on because I want to take this journey through Wales. So a mixed day.
Well done.
Well done, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. You're 8th finisher.
You're joking. You're going to have a lot of people. I think people are going to go Crib Goch and go, no! Which is what I nearly did. I was really pleased I didn't cry.
Today's been a really hard day for the competitors. It's taken the leaders 2 hours longer than I anticipated. And as a good rule of thumb, that means the slowest people will be double that time. So we're going to be very late here, very late. We've got 2 competitors who didn't make the support point at halfway. We don't know anything about them. So we've got to try and track them down. So, a normal, eventful day.
Are you alright?
What are we doing now then?
Well, it's 20 to 9, so we're going to drive to Llanberis Pass and see if we can find runners who are basically too far behind schedule to carry on. So we'll have to see what sort of state they're in. Maybe not so good, but yeah. So.
How many are left behind?
That's a good question. Yeah, so somewhere over there, basically, we've got maybe about 30 people who are probably getting a bit tired by now.
Oh my word, an operating line. Okay, time to get you into this sleeping bag for a little while.
So just lift your legs up a touch and get them in.
There we go.
I made a navigational error at some point in the afternoon, and it took an extra hour for me to get that sorted again. Then I had problems with any sort of speed on the descents, so it took longer and longer, and yeah, I was dehydrated and it's hobbly, so...
I hope you have a good sleep.
Yeah,
Warmed up.
most likely we'll have a good sleep.
Have a great day. Brill. Just remember to punch the start when you go out, and that's your start time.
So?
Yeah.
Right, well, hopefully finishing daylight tomorrow.
Okay, have a good day. So, start of day 2. Weather's pretty miserable at the moment, kind of low cloud and drizzle. We're hoping that it will clear up. The forecast is for it to clear up sometime after 10. But I think it's going to be a pretty hard day navigationally for the competitors. And there's a lot of tired people after a very hard first day.
Bye. See you, good luck. Cheers.
Surfing everywhere, but it's not far. It'll be okay. It has to be okay. But it's a wonderful country. It's really wonderful. It's harsh, but yeah, it has a strange kind of feeling. I kind of like it.
Definitely new territory. I don't think there are going to be many people for whom this isn't new territory, so... Exciting. Yeah, exciting is one word.
But we are not here to compete. We are competing against ourselves, not competing against the others. It's very. I think we are all friends, so it's quite okay.
Wishful thinking, that was the summit.
Great spot, great spot.
You gonna quit? I think it's looking like that. Yeah. But gutting really, I just can't believe how slow I'm going. I was going alright yesterday till climb up to Grough, and then just the wheels fell off. I think you saw me at the top of Snowdon. It's just barely keep my eyes open. Well, very disappointing. I think a lot of people underestimated yesterday, but yeah, I don't know what's wrong today. Just got nothing.
I knew it was a risk that I was taking to come on an event like this with my fear for heights and my limited experience, but I just can't do it. If I'm not enjoying it, if I'm not feel safe, then I don't want to carry on.
It's the first time that I've done an adventure race of this nature, so yeah, certainly I don't know quite what to expect. I'm hoping for a bit of pain, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be something that I've never done before. I've never pushed myself in the way that I'm expecting to have to do on a multi-day race of this nature, and I certainly expect to suffer a bit of pain, mentally and physically, and because I haven't got the training in the legs, I'm hoping that my mental toughness will help me in the race. But we'll wait and see.
Well done.
How long's Steve been back?
Oh, at least an hour. No, about a minute ahead of me.
A minute ahead of me. We took completely different
routes. Yes, we heard. Feels like a proper race, doesn't it?
Well, I feel like there's a little bit. We must have been a mile apart at one point physically, in terms of location. I've now got to just not faff too long here to be in the balance right. I want to get straight out, but at the same time I know I've got to sort myself out, otherwise I'm not going to be any good in the second half of the route. So now for my secret ingredient of Cumbrian lamb hot pot. Let's see how much I can get down with this. I think that there's something quite special about the fact that the race hasn't been run for such a period of time, and it's got such a rich history and pedigree that it would be fantastic to have your name associated with it. In some people's eyes, the winner of the race will be the winner of the toughest race in the world, and that might be so, but I can't, in my head, I can't think about it like that. Otherwise, I think I could start scaring myself. I'm trying really hard not to say I want to, come in the top 3, I want to come in the top 5, but the competitive side of me, is pushing me on to want to do that, and I don't think I'm going to be able to take my satisfaction any other way by measuring my performance against other great runners. But I'd like to be able to take a step back and just enjoy the adventure of it.
Well done.
Thanks. Is Steve about 2-3 minutes ahead of me?
Yeah.
tough day.
Yeah.
Good effort. Going all right?
No. Struggling to eat.
You're going fast, though.
Not anymore.
No. Good luck, buddy.
How's it going?
It's going slowly.
Hey, Wendy.
Hi.
It does feel like a different person and a different lifetime ago, I'll be honest. It doesn't feel like it was me that did that. And I look back and think, how did I? Because I can't do those times now. There was lots of bits that I did enjoy last time, probably more in hindsight because it was so competitive and it was so hard and very, very painful, yeah. 20 years older, 20 years more crocked. I don't think there's any chance I can win it. I would love to in my dreams. I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to win it. So anybody who's face down in a bog, I'll have. But I'd like to do as well as I possibly can. Yeah. See what happens. If you have the ability, and there's certainly a handful of runners out there who will have the ability to race it and do more than just survive, but treat it as a race, and it'd be lovely to see what they can do. It'll come down to strength at the end of the day. If you've got the strength to stand up and move forwards by the end of all that, and then again and again and again, then you're going to be all right. It is sheer strength.
How far ahead, Steve? How far ahead, Steve?
I saw your hair between the trees. I saw your hair in the sunlight on the leaves. I saw you there. I saw the curve of your pale lips. I saw blue skies. I saw cheap toenails in the twigs. And your blue eyes. Those nights the moonlight was so light, it lifted loose. Each time that you smiled and I tried to smile back at you, back at you. And you knew that
It was cold. It's fairly cold out now, I think. When you've not eaten, you're still, your body's not working right. I've tried to eat things and you just sort of put them in your mouth and sort of really struggle to swallow. Just, I've not felt sick, just not been able to palate anything. You know? Yeah. I think it's the fact that you've been a long way today, you've been a long way yesterday, and it's just, it's hard. You know, it's a long way and there's some big hills.
It's hard. It's longer than last time, certainly in terms of hours out on feet, but I think that's probably because I'm older. It doesn't help. I think people who are here now should be here by day 5 with a bit of luck. I think today's just going to be a bit of a grind, but just hunker down, see how we go.
You're shoveling it in?
I am, yeah. I'm just wondering if I'm eating too much, but I suppose, is that possible?
It's been a hard couple of days, really. And it's not going to get any easier. Do you like that?
like the idea of it. The reality is something to endure.
Any of the leaders passed you yesterday?
Yeah, I was going to say, they all must have, I just didn't see them.
Everything's hurting at the moment, but normally get going after about half an hour, everything begins to loosen off. So if you can get through today, then you think, it'll be okay. Well, second place is Bob, and we're just going to go out together to start with, a bit slower.
So it's getting a bit of a struggle this morning, to be honest with you. Need to kind of man up a little bit. Get going. Here's my drugs. Haven't needed those yet.
How does it work when you're sort of like running with your biggest competitor?
Yeah, it's a bit strange. Yesterday we did a completely different route choice sort of halfway. But it actually worked out quite similar. But it is a bit strange, but you know, we're friends, but sort of competitors as well.
I haven't got any plans to beat Steve, but because I can't really control how he's running and what he's doing. But I'll take opportunities as and when they arise, and we'll see if it's today or not. I don't know. He's strong, Steve. He's got a lot of experience.
At the end of the day, we'll both be going hard. See how it goes.
Completely used up last night when I got in, but now I'm going to start again, which is interesting. And I'm going to carry on with my plan of trying to get to the end.
All right, let me reset mine. John, are you setting yours?
day.
Yeah, but again,
That's my first thought of going home this morning, because this is horrible. It's just too much. It's too big. For me, anyway. Some people seem to be able to cope with it, but I think I've met my match here.
It's really hard to say what it's about, because it's about several different things that aren't necessarily compatible with each other. So some of it is about the picturesque. It's about being in places which are aesthetically pleasing or even sublime. But some of it is to do with the locomotory part of being out for a long time, working moderately hard at keeping moving. There's a sort of sense of your contact with the environment. Part of it's even stranger than that, the kind of relationship with the weather, the time of day. Running into dawn is a fantastic experience, but sometimes it's bloody horrible when it's cold, or it's wet, or it's blowing a gale. But it's all of those things kind of wrapped up together. It's what makes it worth, responding to the invitation, as it were, when there's an event going on.
Quite like it when I start to forget what my body's doing. That's the part of running that I really look for. So you sort of float, Those are the days that you wait for, the days that you want. And they don't happen all the time, but it becomes a spiritual experience. So your body becomes light and you start to forget time and you start to forget where you are, and then you just move through the landscape, which is fantastic.
It's harder to want to bring to mind the grating discomfort of knees or hips that have seen too much action that day and just want to stop. That's one of the strangest contradictions in this activity, that you can find yourself simultaneously in a situation where all you want is for it to stop, but the last thing you would do is stop before you've got to the end that you'd set as your target.
Ooh. Second one of those. Yeah.
What do you think about? Well, one of the things you think about is what it's going to be like not to have to take another step. And you think about how good that is. And that's not the nice side of being tuned in to how you feel. But the amazing side is that just how tactile everything is.
Got to get to McKinley's before the post office closes to collect my pension.
Oh, I'm going to stop at McKinley's because I just haven't got the energy in my legs. Though strangely, it's turning out to be a really nice day on the hills. It's the first time I've had time to think because I'm not desperately trying to keep up with people. And it's quite a nice place to be actually when you're not doing this race.
Can't help it. Too many blisters.
Really?
And I don't want to. Can't take any painkillers, ibuprofen or something like that. Otherwise, kidneys will collapse because you can't drink that much. So yeah, it's a pity, but we'll try again tomorrow. I'm 52, but I feel a little bit older today. When you see those local people, this is not normal. They should be world champion. They have three lungs, a turbocharger on their heart. I don't know, and they run like mountain goats.
Yeah.
I don't understand shit about it.
I made a stupid navigational error and then got frustrated in the brambles. And it's always the same, but I never learn.
What's it?
What time does it start?
7.
7. And just some bottle cup.
I've got my head to wash. God, there's going to be some people not making it today.
Oh, go on.
I mean, surely 5 days running, you know it's going to get nasty and horrible and ugly quite a lot of times. And anybody who's done enough endurance running knows that that's part of the game, and it's how you deal with that gets you to the finish line. I think it's very emotional. You don't enter something like this if you know you can finish it. That's why it's a challenge. A challenge is not anything that you know's a walk in the park. So in order to be a challenge, it's got to be physically difficult and mentally tough as well, in order to be satisfying, doesn't it?
I've worked on making my body behave, but no, it doesn't always. To deal with pain, I get fed up with it and then I blank it out. It hurts. Well, what to expect? You've just done 10 hours. I just think, well, when you start feeling sick, you'll forget about this niggle, which is true.
Why do artists push the boundaries? I don't know. See if you can, don't you? See what comes of it all. It's worth a shot.
It's a long way.
I just enjoy the running. I find it quite a relief when somebody says go and I can forget all about all this build up to it and all the hassle and all the training. I think, oh, I'm allowed to run at last. Fab. See you at the end. And then I get happy. It's nice.
Beautiful, isn't it? So photogenic. God, it's great.
Ups and downs. Hard today, really hard. And it's also the crux, isn't it? As we get through today and the finish is in sight. Not immediately, but it's coming. Without Andrew here, I'll be buggered, I think.
I'm out of candy. I don't know what you think, Andrew. What are you thinking? Oi!
Not a huge amount.
The motivation for it is to know that you're able to do something. And, know that you've been able to train your body to a point where it can get through that barrier. It's where you're most alive, is where you're most fearful or you're most in pain, or you really know that you're there then, don't you?
Brilliant. Well done, Nicky.
Great work there from the Johns. Brilliant.
Okay, Nicky, congratulations. Well done. Well done, John. Rob
It was a long day. If that was 63K, that was a long 63K.
Well, so 63K is as accurate as I've measured it.
All right. So, is tomorrow better? Longer?
Everyone's pretty tired. We've got 28 people still on the full course, and I think without exception all of those runners have got some pretty good mountain running experience, and the split between the ultra trail runners and the mountain marathon type runners has become very obvious, and it's the mountain marathon type runners that are prevailing by and large. But we've gone from nearly 100 down to 28 who yesterday had finished the full course. It's difficult, it's really hard. I do feel for the competitors. It's really horrible being beasted like that, and then not to succeed is hard. And today I've made the course as easy as I can. Bear in mind that it's still pretty much 50 kilometres in a straight line to the next overnight camp, so it's still a hard course. Hard right here.
Yeah.
And you're basically following Forestry Commission roads
This
up.
one here?
No. Not that one. Steve and Rob will always be running hard because they're such strong runners, and at the end of the day, they are competitive. And I even know yesterday, even though they're buying each other cold drinks and chatting, they did take different routes every now and then, and they did push each other a little bit. So, I mean, today, Rob's a good athlete, and I'm sure he's thinking about making a break. Whoever wins this, we've just had the Olympics. It's right up there with that level of achievement for those gold medalists there. It really is. And I know, mountain running is a niche sport within a niche sport almost, but these guys are world class in what they're doing.
Bob's not been through, has he?
No.
Fun to tell him. Do you know?
No, I don't know that.
Well, I'm going to be struggling at the end of the day on this road. I'm dreading it. Back just doesn't like the road. Fellas are alright.
How far ahead, Steve?
I reckon he's about 4 minutes.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Just a way round. Oh, we've got a new body.
That's easy. Thank you.
No, there.
Oh man, it's a nice day for today. It's cool and just a bit breezy, a bit different. I think it's good, but you need to just keep drinking because you forget otherwise. This is really. I think most people that know me and would say I'm quite driven push myself quite hard, and I'm never one for giving up easily, and I'm always one for going as far as I can. And for me, I know that quitting I'll be really pissed off with myself. I'll really be ruining that. I've never got to that point in a race where I can't go on, and I'm sure that might kind of rear its head during the Dragon's Back. And to be honest with you, I don't know how I'm going to respond to that. I'm a bit scared that I might lose my running mojo. I've done it once before after a marathon, and you don't feel quite yourself. You lose a bit of your soul, I think, if you kind of push yourself too hard. So hopefully I won't be losing my mojo or my soul out on the hills of Wales.
I always compete. I'm very competitive. I'll do the best I can. I mean, the first and foremost, the thing is to enjoy it. It's a week's holiday, weeks away from the family. It's sort of a big commitment. Secondary, I want to do well. If I came away from the race not having given everything, I wouldn't be happy. My wife Emma's very supportive as well, because she used to do all these long fell races and stuff, so she knows what it's like. She knows what I'm like as well, and if I don't do it, I get a bit annoyed, so sends me out of the house if I get stressed. I'm a much better person if I go running. I want to push it and try my best because, I've made a big commitment, but so has the rest of the family. So I think if I'm feeling weak and just feel like giving up or going slowly, I think, it's not just me that's done this, it's everyone else has put their faith in me and done a lot to help me, so I can't just give up as well. You obviously found a better way than me.
That's it.
Yeah. Never mind. Has Rob come through yet? Has Rob come through?
Don't think so.
No?
Nobody else has passed.
No signs of Rob?
No, not yet. Do you need anything?
Where's the doctor?
What?
Oh no, what's up?
Yeah.
Taking painkillers. Yeah, the other thing, we could put a little bit of strapping on, but I think it's camouflage, that's all.
No.
You don't want to take your shoe off at this stage. No.
I've got really bad sciatic pain as well, but there's probably nothing you can do about that either.
No. Well, I've got one answer.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, stop.
Stop. It's okay.
Let me get a bit of sticky tape. Pink stuff right down to the toes might work, but it's unlikely actually. That's just inflamed muscle. We like the AA. We'll get you home, but.
Yeah, it's going to stop me finishing, but it just might be really sore for the next day or so.
Seems like nothing would stop you finishing.
Well, let's hope so.
Sometimes I do think with my running that it is a bit all-encompassing. Wonder why do I put myself through these kind of challenges, and I think it, to a certain extent, I do feel that it can give meaning to give some meaning to my life anyway, in terms of pushing myself and doing exciting, challenging endeavours. But I do wonder on my musings on my run sometimes in terms of why do I do it? What's the purpose of it? Is it for egotistical reasons? Is it because of because I want to get faster and better, or is it just because I enjoy being on the outside? And I don't always know the answer to it, and I do get a bit. On occasion, I have been got a bit disillusioned.
How long? Do you know where Rob is? Or?
Well, he's not here.
Do you know how long he started after me?
I don't have a time as... no, I don't. Ian Symington came in having taken 8 hours 20. That's all I can tell you.
Well done. 8:08. I almost had to walk the downhill road. It was so...
On the toes?
Just pelvis area.
Pelvis, all right.
Yeah, just... I've got, I think, between two vertebrae, a bit squashed. And if I run the roads, it's just like agony.
I'm sure you can work it out.
Do you like me looking knackered? Is that part of it?
Possibly. What do you think?
Well, shows the true nature of the event, which is hard.
No, I'm very surprised that Rob's not here, actually. I'm sure there'll be a story when he gets here. I'm not sure what it will be, but I suspect he'll be totally trashed. Yeah, I hope he's all right. I hope he's okay.
Shane, that was awful. That last like 10k was just absolute, just hell.
There's a seat there if you want it.
Oh no, it's fine.
I'm really sorry.
No, you're not, are you? Do you know what some other people are doing?
Steve's had a good day, I'm afraid.
No, it's fine. Steve, the worse Steve looks at the start, the better he runs.
Okay.
He looks a bit better now than when he arrived.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes, and you've done
Steve's
it twice.
8:08.
Where, sorry, I can see 8:08.
Down there.
It's under 9, 14, bloody hell. Good work, Steve.
Yeah. No, support point's not working. Nobody's recorded.
Right, okay. Well, someone didn't even know.
Wrong.
That was a tough day today. Really tough. Oh. I wanted to run a lot of it by myself. Like the race, and I suppose I did that today. But I was an hour down, Steve, and just not making good route choices, and I was just slow and walking bits of it. It was not good. I didn't bonk, but I was just ran out of energy. Really tough day. I'm just a lot of respect for Steve. He's a machine. Oh man. One of them, right, Steve, well, nice work. Oh.
You must have struggled at some point, did you?
I struggled a couple of times. I was walking a lot, and a bit unfair because you were running sort of scared of me, but you were running.
I was
running behind, yeah. So I was thinking, oh, that's a bit unfair because I'm having a really bad day, and Steve won't know. He's just going to keep pushing himself really hard. I never ever saw you.
Yeah, I felt alright once I started. I ran all the way up that hill from number 2.
Thinking the thing I was doing to kind of just don't mind if it was just thinking of the foulest swear words I could call Shane. I've got quite a few actually, quite good ones. I thought they're kind of quite unique.
Thought maybe it might be a bit shitty kind of sharing a TP with loads of other runners, so you'd smell and leave their dirty underwear everywhere. But it's been lovely. I've loved it. But I do feel sort of strange about running a 100-mile race every year, and I'm asking myself, why do I do that? It'd be better just to identify somewhere nice to go, and not just keep on running all day and all night.
So I just wanted to try and do a full day today because I'd missed out in the middle. Just couldn't do the third day. But a bit of rest, a bit of hope. We'll get up to that castle. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have a fun day, I think.
Yeah, well, I'll take these first.
Yeah. No, take the others
take
first.
the others first. No, I want the codeine for when the pain gets bad.
No, you don't. You want the codeine to stop the pain emerging.
Yeah. Little tinge of sadness that it's nearly over.
No, not yet. Another 30 miles to go. On very trashed feet. People look at this and yes, it is going to be hard for us all, but it's not as hard as being told you've got cancer. And there are people out there that they're being told, you know, worse things that they're going to have to get over and be as strong as what we're going to have to be on this. I mean, I was lucky not to have the chemo, but you're not lucky. You're not lucky having the cancer in the first place. But I was, as soon as I'd had the mastectomy, I felt like a whole weight was lifted off me. You do just feel like you're getting your life back. You realise this is what normal people are like. They can look forward to normal stuff like Christmas. I mean, I always appreciated life before that. My mum died when I was 10. She was 30 and I thought, oh, she's old. It's okay. But as soon as I got to about 20, I realised 30 is not old at all. And, you know, that's always made me think that, you know, you have everyday worries, but you're still here. You can still appreciate being out on the hills and your fitness and your health.
It's a great feeling. Just got to get to the end now. Get it done.
Last day.
What would you do if you found out that it was cancelled?
Continue. We can smell the barn.
I think I'm going to come here and change my underpants.
Take some more drugs as well.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Proofing, yeah?
Yeah, I'll take some brufen and some paracetamol.
They're just like sweets, these ones.
Toenails are always dropping off. Yeah, we're waiting for Wendy. Everyone else is through. She said she had a considerable amount of pain in her foot yesterday. But being the tough lady that she is, she'll be here. She'll be here. I think if it was anyone else, it might worry, but she's a legend, isn't she?
I could not turn away from you. We were 16 miles from Rome. We were never going home. When you told me, I reminded you of someone that you used to know.
I think I'm the last.
I can always remember good times. Burying my future in coffee and wine. But every time I see you smile, feels like I've been happy for a while.
Any soup, please?
There isn't.
No, okay. Oh, heaven, heaven.
And a cup of tea.
Yeah, I forgot to request an ice pack. Any ice packs? My skins will form enough thing. And I don't want you to see it. You'll pull me out if you see it. I haven't dared look at it this morning in the daylight. It looked bad enough last night.
Looks like she's going to make it.
I think so. Wendy has true grit. Wendy's just very tired. She's showing the effects of a week of really pushing herself to the limit.
I'll catch him because I can climb. And I've got loads of energy to climb because I'm not doing anything else. It's going to be coming off the fans that are going to be hard. I had to come backwards downhill sometimes. It's nice being last. You get much better attention. There was 8 of us last yesterday. We all came in together and we had to look after ourselves. I started life as a swimmer, and the longer the distance, the better I performed. I'll see you in due course. Okay? Bye. And then when I started doing more running, again, I found I was better suited to endurance running. I'm not looking to escape. I've got lots of sedentary plans should I not be able to run and get out and about, but hopefully I'll have plenty of time to indulge in those when my hips and knees do give up. It's far more harmful to be inactive than to be active.
I've never won anything. I don't got anywhere near winning, so I don't really understand what that is about. I suppose in these kinds of contexts, you open yourself to things happening which you'd normally flee from.
How's it going?
But I don't think that's heroic. What it is, though, is it's interesting, it's intense, and it's unusual. It's not the normal. And I think running has helped me discover this. I think the real pleasures in life are to be had not by fulfilling some kind of wish for a luxury or for the absence of work or effort, but are achieved by just changing small details of your usual existence, changing where you are, changing your surroundings, changing what you eat. And I think these really long and grueling experiences of mountain running have helped me to recognise that that's really where a lot of satisfaction can be found.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
We can have a moment. Kumbaya and all that.
Yeah, it's not going to make much difference to our splits or whatever.
Not an Excel spreadsheet.
I've had a great time today and enjoyed everybody's company.
Yeah, thanks Tim. Yeah, me too. Fantastic, everybody.
I think you're all horrible.
Kani pila kani no
Thank you very much. Sorry to keep you all up. I hear there's meat. Where is it?
Who saved your plate?
There's only one helping each, but I haven't eaten 3 nights.